Hello everyone, good morning, welcome to the explanation. So in previous videos we covered chapter 3, so today I'm going to cover chapter 4, that is input and output. So after this we'll be able to solve C programming. Okay, so I wanted to share a few information with you. In this website we are going to add some practice questions. Okay, for example, in assignment section you can see a number of questions are there. Fine, assignment 1, assignment 2, like this we are going to add question from every chapter. So if you want to practice, you can see this workbook. Even we are going to add some I'll show you some practice book. Okay, so in practice book we'll be sharing some solved questions. Okay, so for your reference you can study from this. Fine, so without any delay, let's start our topic, which is formatted input and output. Okay, so this is an important topic for exam. One question is generally asked from this, either they can ask you for writing a syntax or either for writing the theory part. Okay, so it is formatted and unformatted input and output. Fine. So before going to formatted and unformatted, let's see what is input and output. So what is input? Input means to give. Without input and output we cannot write any program. Okay, program without input and output, it has no meaning. Okay, so generally a program reads input data from keyboard. So whichever data we read from keyboard, let me rub this. Whichever data we read from keyboard, so it is called input, and whichever data we display on monitor, so it is called output. Okay, so whatever input we give, it goes to the CPU, it processes and then it displays the output. So for inputting this data and for displaying the data, we need some functions in C programming. Fine, so that is called input function and output function. So again, that input and output function has been divided into two classes, that is formatted and unformatted. Okay, so we'll see what is formatted and unformatted, and after that we are going to classify this. Okay, so what is formatted input and output? So formatted means that we can display, okay, we can display or read our input and output. We can display or read our input and output, and this will represent input and output in a particular format according to our requirement. Okay, it means that in whatever format you want to display or read your input and output, so according to our requirement. So this formatted input and output, it is useful. Next thing is, in formatted input output we can read and display mixed data format. Okay, mixed data types. For example, in a single input you can read integer, float as well as character. Okay, similarly if you want to display in a single printf, you can display integer, float and character, which is not possible with unformatted input and output. Fine, so for this formatted input and output we have two functions. One is for input. Okay, so for input we have function called scanf, and for output we have function called printf. Fine, so let's study the syntax of both these functions in detail. So I hope you understand what is formatted input and output. So after completing this, we'll go to unformatted. So let me rub this canvas. Okay, so one question is asked like what is formatted input and output, question number 1. Question number 2 can be asked as explain various formatted input and output. Okay, or write the syntax of printf and scanf. So don't get confused in this. So let's start with formatted input and output. So first of all, let's go to formatted input. Okay, so what is formatted input? So it is used to read the data from keyboard in a particular format according to the requirement of user, or in the form of mixed format, we can say. Okay, so writing so one question can be asked as write the syntax of scanf. So let's go with scanf, the smallest. Okay, scanf function. So let's go to the syntax part of it. Okay, so the syntax of scanf will be scanf control string, okay, and comma. After this we'll have argument 1. Similarly, it can go up to argument n, and it ends with a semicolon. Okay, so it refers to this control string. It refers to field format in which data is to be entered. Okay, the format of the data. Okay, so each format of the data, it generally starts with a percentage sign. Okay, and it consists the conversion character. It includes the percentage sign, and here we put the conversion character. Okay, so before this you can put some field width. For example, in decimal number, if there is 2.3456 and you just want to print 12.34, this is possible with scanf. Okay, you can only print up to 2 places, so that is called field format. So here you can have a field format. Okay, so generally we have conversion character. So this conversion characters, it includes %d, %c, %f, %i. Okay, so these are the conversion characters. So you know this %d means it's for integer. Okay, so %c it is for character, %f it is for float. Okay, so our percentage is here. %i, okay, again it is for decimal number, hexadecimal number. Fine. So these are the characters, and here the argument means that, okay, so these arguments are nothing but the variable. Okay, and these variables, they are preceded by ampersand sign. Okay, the variable name, the identifier we place here, and is preceded by ampersand sign. For example, if you are writing a program and you took a variable known as int a, so this is the name of variable identifier as I was telling you. Okay, so you have to read this value of a from keyboard. So how we are going to read it? Scanf percentage, as it is integer, so d, okay, and address of a. Fine. So what is the significance of this? What is the meaning of address? This is read as address of. Okay, so this gives the location where the value of a can be stored. Understand this? Okay, this gives the location where the value of a can be stored. Fine. So when we declare int a, what happens in memory, in backend, a space is allocated for this a. So as it is of type integer, so can you please tell me what will be the size of this? This will be 2 bytes. Okay, so 2 bytes of space will be allocated for this integer a somewhere in memory. So when you use this syntax, or when you use this function scanf to read the data, so what it does is it reads the data from keyboard and it places that particular data in location of a, that is address of a. So if you read 2 from keyboard, so 2 will be stored here. Okay, so this is the significance of using scanf. I hope you understand this. Okay, fine. So this one I was hoping you people understand this, because this is very important concept for you to move forward. Okay, so let's take example. I'll take example here only. So after that I'll go to printf statement. So let's take an example, a simple example I'll be taking. Okay, so where I'll be reading 3 types of data. Okay, float, integer and character, and I'll be displaying that. So what will be the starting of this? Include stio.s. It is a library file for which function? Printf and scanf. Okay, so if you are not going to include this library function, so there will be no meaning of printf and scanf for the compiler. After that we'll start with void main. So let's take 3 datas. First one is integer type, second one is float type, and third one is character type. Okay, so let's read each data. So printf enter number 1. Okay, So we are going to read this. So I will read scanf %d address of N1. Yeah, as it is integer. Let's read the second. Okay, so let me write here only as it is going to be lengthy. So enter number 1, number 2 and name. Okay, in single printf I am asking. Fine, you can write in all 3 printf for this, but it will be lengthy. So in second I will be reading scanf %f ampersand N2. Okay, this is comma. Okay, after scanf we have, okay, as you saw the syntax, so double quote, inside it will be control string, comma, and after that will be argument. Again scanf %c address of name it will be. Okay, so these 3 we are going to read the value of N1, N2 and name from our keyboard. So okay, so this all 3 statements, it can be written in the form of single statement in a mixed form as I told you. So what we'll do, %d for integer, %f for float and %c for character. So address of N1, comma, address of N2, comma, address of name. Like this we can, okay, read the value of integer, float and character in a single statement, which is not possible with unformatted input. Fine. So this is after that you can print this. Okay, so I will be printing this in a single statement. So for printf I will be teaching you the syntax. For now I'll just print it simply. Okay, %d, %c and %f and %c, comma, it will be N1, N2 and ch. Okay, after that we'll close the curly braces. So this is the program. Let's go to formatted output now. Let me clear the canvas. Okay, so if you are going to fine, before going to printf, let me teach you some thing related to string. Okay, so if you want to input any string, okay, so what is the difference between character and string? So if you are taking character, okay, it is a single letter which is represented in a single quote. Okay, whereas string, it is the combination or array of character, combination or array of character. Okay, array means what? Array means combination of similar types of data type. For example, string will be ram. Okay, so ram is nothing but combination of 3 characters. It is represented within double quote, and the conversion character for this will be %s. Fine. Now what we can do is we can read our name using scanf. So for example, write a program to read your name using scanf statement. Okay, so write a program to read your full name using scanf. Okay, so for example, if you are Hari Prasad, so you have to read your full name using scanf. Let's start this. Okay, so it is has include. I will not write this. I'll directly start with void main. Okay, so you have to write has include studio.h. So first of all, okay, so now if you are taking a string, okay, so you cannot simply write char name, because this will give only a single digit, char name. Okay, but we have to take a combination of a string or array of string. So what we'll do is we'll represent this data type as char name big bracket and length of your name. For example, Hari Prasad is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So we can take the length of name as 20 for safe side. So how it is represented? It is char name. So this was for a single character. So what we'll do, we'll put a big bracket here and we'll give the length of the name. Okay, so this one we are going to study in string chapter later. So just you remember that this is the way we can initialize the string. Fine. So what we'll ask printf enter your name. Okay, so we'll read this scanf %s and what is the variable name. Okay, so you can see that I have not put any address here. Why? Because in case of a string, the name, this declaration itself gives the address of the string. Okay, for example, while initializing this char name 20, what happens in memory? It allocates some 20 byte, because you know that one character it is equal to 1 byte, so it allocates some 20 byte in the memory. So this one is represented by the name itself. That way we don't put address sign in the string. Okay, fine. Now we are going to print this. So printf my name is %s comma name. Okay, curly bracket closes. So if you are going to print this, if you are going to compile this and print this, so what happens is, whenever you will give, suppose for output, what happens, you give this scanf, from keyboard you are giving as Hari, so it will print as it is Hari. But the moment you are going to give it is the input as Hari Prasad, okay, but it is going to print again only Hari. Okay, this Prasad will not be printed, because in scanf whenever this space comes, it will not print the characters after space. Fine. So here white space is not included, so it terminates reading the data. After space it terminates reading the data. So this is the disadvantage of using a scanf while reading a string. Okay, again this problem can be solved. So there is a special case we can take for this. So this one is very important. Many of the students, they don't know what is this. So let's do this. So how to print? So in exam they can ask that print your full name. Okay, full name using a scanf function. Okay, so how is this possible? How can we print this? So there is a method for this. So again has include from void main I'll be starting. So in the previous question only, okay, so we are taking char name 20. Okay, so printf enter name. Okay, so in scanf what we do now is we'll take this as % big bracket open and close, not, this is not /n. Okay, double quote close and name. Fine. So what it does is, this means that this statement, this big bracket inside, this means that this not /n, it means that till new line is not entered, read the characters. Okay, so what happened in previous program, what happened was, after Hari, whenever space encountered, it was going to terminate the program. But now we have told this scanf that till this new line is not there, till we do not enter the enter key or new line, till this input doesn't go to new line, we are going to continue, we are going to read this. Okay, so in this case it is going to read white space, anything you give it is going to read till you press the enter key. Fine. So this is the syntax for this. Now we can do printf %s, okay, name. Fine. So now you execute this program. You can give any name with space and all, anything till you press the enter key. In the similar way, you can in the place of this, okay, you can use like this % big bracket. Here you can put A to Z. Okay, it means that it is going to read the characters only from A to Z. So if you are giving Hari, it will print HARI, but the moment you give small ARI, it is only going to read H. This ARI are excluded. Fine. So in this way you can, according to your own format, you can change the input, you can change the type of input, and the spaces you can include, you can exclude. Fine. That is why it is called formatted input. Okay, I hope you got this topic. Now let's go quickly to formatted output. Okay, fine. So next is our formatted output. Okay, so formatted output, what it does is it is used to display our output in a particular format. So as I told you, if you read 12.455 using scanf, but you want to print only 12.4, this is possible using this formatted output function, that is printf. Fine. So what is the syntax? First let's study about the syntax, and after that we can go to the further things. So it is printf. Okay, printf. So again the same syntax, double quote, control string, okay, double quote, control string, and arg1, argument 1 with argument n. Fine. So again this control string, it consists of character that will be printed on a string. So it is preceded by %sign. Again you can put here some escape sequences like /n/t. You can put here some format in which you want to print, for example %d you are writing, so you can write %2d, so it will give the width of the printing statement. You can try this at home. Okay, any combination is possible with this. Okay, fine. And for control string, last we have a conversion character, so you can write here %d, %f, %c, %2d, okay, %-2d, %0.2, like this you try the combinations, okay, at home. And in argument we are going to give the identifier or variable name. So here there will be no address. Okay, address is not there, we directly write the variable name. Okay, so let's quickly see an example. For example, if you are taking integer and suppose you read this number, now you want to print this. So to the syntax, printf %d and n. It means that whatever value was stored in n, in scanf what we did, we stored some value at this address in n. So whatever value is stored in n, just bring this and print this. Okay, bring this value and print this. Okay, for example, you can also print it like this, double quote, the number is %d, double quote, n. Okay, so what it does is, what I told you, whatever is written in printf statement, whatever is written inside double quote, whatever English statement is written inside double quote, it will be printed as it is. So the number is printed as it is, and this %d is not printable. So what is printed in this place? The value of n is printed in this place. So the number is 2, it will be printed if the value of n is 2. Okay, and if you are going to print mixed statement, suppose you told me, okay ma'am, we want to print mixed statement. So let's see how you can print mixed statement. So mixed statement, suppose you want to print okay, suppose you took int a, float b and character c. Suppose you read this. Okay, so you are going to print this like this in a single statement, %d for printf. Okay, suppose this is your age, this is your marks, and this is your name. You are representing this as, so you can print this as, okay, I'll be very briefly have to explain. You can print this as name is %c because it is represented by character, comma, age is %d represented by integer, and there is no double quote, and marks is %f, double quote closed. Okay, you can also put here name is %c/n, %c/d/n, marks is %f/n. Okay, double quote close, comma. Now what is the variable name for %c? It is name, sorry, it is c. Yeah, you have taken the variable as c for character, so first c will come. After that percentage is %d. So whatever variable you are taking for is, it is a. So second a will come. After that marks you have taken b. So finally b will come. semicolon. So what happened while printing? It will be name is %C. So the value of C comes here. So it is name is whatever you gave. Okay, suppose Ram. Slash n is there. So what does the slash n do? There will be no comma. You can see here no comma is in between. Okay, slash n means in new line it is going to, and it's printing age is whatever is there it is going to print. Okay, age is %D. So in place of %D the value of a will go. Suppose age is 20. Okay, and sorry, slash n is there, so it will go to new line, and again there is and, so it will print as it is. Okay, and marks is %F. So whatever it is in B, it will go to %F. So %F, suppose the marks is 50.5. So no new line is needed here. Fine. So in this way it is going to print the statement, mixed format. I hope you got this. You have to take care of this. If %C is there, so first the variable name that of %C will be there. After that %D, so variable name of variable. Suppose if this is like this, and if you uses A, B, C, it is not correct. %C, %D, %F, and if you here you use in printf A, B, C serially, it is not correct, because the value of A will go and store here, the value of B will go and print here, so the data type will not match. Take care of this. Okay, fine. So this is printf. This was all about printf is unformatted output. Now sorry, formatted output. Okay, so quickly go to unformatted output and input. Let me clear. So unformatted input and output. Why it is called unformatted? Because in this we cannot print or read the input and output according to our requirement or according to our format, or in mixed format. For example, unformatted input and output. For input we have some functions, for output we have some functions. Okay, so if you are taking character, if you want to read or display character, we have some function. For example, getChar is there for input, and for output we have putChar. So it is only going to read character, only going to print the character. No other data type will be allowed. Similarly, for character reading we have getch function, so we have here puts function. Again we have getChe function, here we have putChe function. Okay, so all three are going to read character, all three are going to print the character. Only the difference is here it will read the character, or it will print the character, and it will produce some echo sign. This E stands for echo sign, I think. Okay, and similarly getch is there, so it is going to read the character. Okay, it is going to read the character without echoing it. Okay, without echoing it is going to read the character. Next is getChar and putChar. So it reads the character one by one from the keyboard. Okay, so next is for string. We have gets function is for string and puts function in for printing. Okay, so the getChar function, it reads the character from a standard input device, and there is a getChe and getCH and getChe. The difference between them is the difference between these two is that getCH reads the character without echoing. Okay, echoing means producing an echo sound. Okay, and getCH reads the character with echo on the screen. Right, so this is the difference. Okay, if someone asks that this is the difference without echo and with echo. So let's see the syntax of each of them. Okay, the syntax of each of them while we solve some program. So first let's go to getChar and putChar. getChar and putChar. So you remember how we read and printed character on a screen using scanner? It was so tedious. Okay, so in getChar and putChar the syntax is if you are taking any character variable, so for example character char ch, so getChar, the syntax of getChar will be ch equals to getChar, and the putChar will be putChar ch. Okay, it's very easy. So what it is going to do is it takes the value from the keyboard. This getChar function, it takes the value from the keyboard and stores it in ch. And what putChar do is it takes the same value of ch and prints it. Okay, so for example, let's start a program. So if you want to read and display a character, so I'll take char ch1. Okay, so using getchar, how you can use is ch equals to getchar. Okay, and for printing, so suppose printf, I wrote our character is, and we are going to print it, so put char ch. Very easy, eh? It's very easy to solve this. So what happens while character ch, what happens in memory? A 1 byte location is allocated for ch1, and when you write this statement, so what happens, you enter a character from keyboard using this getchar character, and this stores that particular input in this variable ch1. Okay, ch1 it is. So suppose I entered a, so a will be stored in here, ch1. Okay, so after that, whenever you execute this put char ch1, so same value comes and it will be displayed here. Okay, simply it will be displayed. For example, if you didn't write this statement, so simply it will display a. You cannot give other statements here, no double quote, no semicolon, nothing is there. Okay, so this was the syntax of getchar. Now let's go. Similarly, you can similar is the syntax for getch and getch. Okay, you can try that. Now quickly go to gets and puts, gets function and puts function. So it is going to print the string. Okay, so as we saw in case of scanf, we were not able to print a space. Okay, we needed this function for that. So in this thing, in these functions, this problem is solved. Okay, we can write any spaces, anything using gets and puts. Okay, so for example, let's start a program. So void main is there. This thing I will not be writing now. So we'll start. So we have char. Okay, let's take a string. So for a string, as I told you, the length will be required. So char name. So if you want to read your name, so we'll write the function gets name. Okay, and if you want to print the name, you will simply write the function puts name. It's very easy. Okay, so from keyboard, suppose you entered Ram Prasad, you are taking. So in output also it will be displayed Ram Prasad only. Now no worry for white spaces. Okay, so these functions you can use. So I think that was all for input, formatted input and output. So one thing I want to tell you, in the note I have I think in our website we have put the note for this chapter. So there are some example using the field width. For example, in a scanf, after %d you can instead of %d you can write %2d, %0.2d. Okay, similarly while printing also you can put some field. This is called field width. Okay, like till what width we want to display it. As I told you, for example, you have 12.45, so you can print only 12.4. This place value, okay, upwards. So this is called field width. So we have a number of examples in the note. Please practice that questions, as I am not going to solve these questions here. Fine. So this is all for input and output. So from now onwards we can solve the problem using the input and output, okay, using these functions. So one more information, this is very important. So in our YouTube channel Easy Explanation, we have created a playlist, that is C programming complete playlist, complete note. We have created a playlist. Okay, so there we have placed all the topics according to the syllabus. Okay, so some videos we have already made, so we are going to upload that. Okay, so please subscribe so that you'll get the notification, or please check the playlist. Okay, you can check the playlist. There are a number of videos, because some videos we have already prepared, okay, some few days back. So we are going to upload that, or we are going to simply put that, so notification may not come for that video. Okay, so please check that playlist and stay safe and take care. So we'll come with some more topics, and if any query, please comment and give us suggestions. Thank you.